Nowadays, we know everything about linked open data. The keywords that matter most to us are resource description framework, uniform resource identifier, graphs, SPARQL endpoints, linked open data cloud. A great number of tools have been developed in recent years with the aim to edit, publish, visualize and reuse linked open data resources, but they're still too complicated for most people to enjoy them. The aspect we are most concerned with is that these tools can't effectively convey the power and simplicity of the linked data approach to a non-specialized audience. Do they really have to be that difficult to approach? Could we make them more user-friendly? In the past few years, we have spent a lot of time searching for a dynamic graph generator, which would be able to efficiently represent RDF data. We would like to use good graph representation to explain and spread the linked data principles to those who know nothing about them. A SPARQL query is not easy to understand and does not communicate the linked principle. LodLive is a graph-based linked open data live browser. LodLive makes the user able to explore a linked dataset, moving through one concept to another just by browsing the graph. LodLive is able to jump to a further public dataset following the linked resources. It literally connects the Lod cloud in a big graph. LodLive is a pure JavaScript application. It doesn't need any server-side technology. It makes JSON-P calls to public endpoints and parses the provided results. It can also parse RDF XML that can be accessed through the web. Starting from a URI, LodLive is able to retrieve data through standard SPARQL query language, compute the inverse relations of the resources contained in a dataset, as well as resources contained in other endpoints, represent data properties in an information area actually following blank nodes properties, build a simple graph by integrating all resources regardless of their source, extract and display images and geographic locations from the browsed resources. For the time being, we use LodLive to prove to big data owners that publishing their data as linked data will increase their informative value and lower the cost of their implementation and maintenance. Spread the philosophy and principles of linked data for meetings and lectures. Provide a graph visualization for new published datasets. LodLive is released as open source software. You can download it and participate in its development. You can integrate LodLive in any application just by editing its configuration file without the need to install any software on the server. It is fully customizable to enhance the user's experience in browsing specific datasets. First of all, choose a URI using the provided tools, or add it after the LodLive URL. Using the Endpoint Access panel, you can make simple queries on the datasets, choosing a class and adding some keywords. You can even choose among some pre-configured examples or add your own new ones. LodLive makes its first JSON-P call and represents the requested resource on a circle surrounded by many smaller ones, object properties. The smaller circles are divided in different colors and shaped to suggest the type of relation. The flowers represent a group of identical relations, and if clicked, they will explode into more small circles. The colored circles are direct relations and the white ones are inverse relations. Circles and the flowers, marked with a small s letter, are all same as properties. By opening the toolbox, you can remove a resource from the graph, automatically expand all the visualized object properties, open the resource in its original location, focus on the resource by closing all the others. Access the query panel. In the query panel, you can find all the information you need to understand how LodLive retrieved the RDF data and even check the queries for yourself. You can access the data type properties of a resource clicking on the Additional Information button located on the resource circle. A panel on the right will be shown containing the requested informations, even if they are stored in blank nodes. You can expand object properties and open other circles representing more resources. Every new resource will be connected to the other through arrows. Every arrow represents the direction of the relation and is labeled with the name of the property. Sometimes one or more properties connect the same resources, so more than one label can happen to be shown on the arrows. You can see all the images collected from the opened resource by clicking on the Image button located on a separate panel on the left of the page. Every time you open a resource, LodLive analyzes his properties by filtering the images. Then, it adds the collected images on a panel, skipping the ones that are not currently available. By clicking on the Map button located on the left of the page, you'll open the Map panel and see where the resources are located across the world. LodLive collects the properties it recognizes at geographical codes during the resource browsing and shows them on a map. That's it. You can access the English version of LodLive on en.lodlive.it. Thanks for your attention.